Hello and welcome back, my dear students. We had started with the chapter variation, and today we will discuss about inverse variation. Those who didn't go through the previous part, please go through the previous part. In that we had discussed direct variation. Okay, and we had discussed as if one quantity increases, the other quantity also increases, then they have direct variation. And one more thing to remember, in direct variation, we divided both the terms. D for direct, D for division. That way I asked you to remember. Okay? So without wasting any time, let's get into inverse variation. Now what is this inverse variation? Just opposite of direct variation. When one quantity increases and the other quantity decreases, then such variation is called as inverse variation. What all are the examples of inverse variation? Suppose you have 5 workers for a project, 5 workers, and in the other project you have 10 workers. Okay? As the number of workers increases, the time taken to complete the project decreases. As the number of workers increases, the time taken for them to complete the work decreases. No, if you have more laborers, you can get that work done faster. Okay, so if one quantity increases, the other quantity is decreasing. Such examples can be considered as inverse variation. Okay, inverse variation. Similarly, another example of inverse variation is, let us consider the speed. As the speed of the vehicle, of any vehicle, as the speed increases, the time taken by the vehicle to complete the journey or to complete a certain distance decreases. More speed, less time. As the speed increases, the time taken decreases. Again, inverse variation. Like that, many examples we have for inverse variation. All this we will take one by one as we proceed with the chapter. Now, let us consider a quantity x which varies inversely to y. So, how will you show it symbolically? Inverse variation is written in this way. X varies. Now, this is for direct. Now, how will you show that it is inverse? You will write inverse as 1 upon y. Inverse. So, if you write 1 upon y, then this means you have stated inverse variation. How will you read it as? X varies inversely to y. You will not say x varies to 1 upon y. No, wrong. X varies inversely to y. For direct, you will write directly y in front of x. For inverse, you will write it in this way. So, how will you solve this now? How will you get the equation? X is equal to, when you remove the proportionality sign, you put equal to, and you will introduce the constant k multiplied by 1 upon y. This dot stands for multiplication. Okay, so x is equal to k into 1 upon y. Now, if I take this x to the opposite side, you will get it as x into y is equal to k. Okay, I'll highlight it. Now, this is called as equation of variation. This is called as equation of variation, and k is called as the constant. K is constant. So, how will you differentiate between direct and inverse? For direct, you will write x varies directly to y in front of each other. Whereas for inverse, you will write x varies inversely to. For inverse, you will put y down. Y will be the denominator, 1 upon y. But never read it as 1 upon y. X varies inversely to y. Agar 1 upon dikha, that means it is inverse variation. For direct variation, you divided. So, obviously for inverse variation, what you will do? See here, what you did for x and y? You multiplied. X into y will give you constant. For direct variation, x upon y gave you constant. Okay, so with this information, let us solve the practice set. The more sums you solve, the better idea you will get about the chapter. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so let's consider practice set 7.2. The question is, the information about numbers of workers and number of days to complete a work is given in the following table. Number of workers, number of days. So you will think, as the number of workers increases, how many days will it take? Now, as the number of workers increases, it will take less time. One poor worker will take more time to complete a given work or construction work. Whereas if you have 30 workers or 10 workers, they will take less time. 30 workers will take very less time compared to 10 workers. Correct, no? So, one quantity increases. As the number of workers increases, number of days decreases. एक बड़ा दूसरा कम हुआ, which means it is inverse variation. So you have to use your common sense and decide which variation is this example. If it is direct, you will divide. If it is inverse, you will multiply and get the constant. Once you get the constant, you will get the equation. Now here, they are not asking you to write the equation or something like that. They are just asking us to complete the table. Okay, so this table, you draw it in your book. Let us consider number of workers as x and days as y. Okay, otherwise we will have to write again and again number of workers and days. That is why we are using this way of solving sums, variation method. Okay, so that we will write as introduction. Let's start. So you will write, let the number of workers be x and number of days be y. Okay, respectively. So show respect. Respectively. Okay. After that, so now what is the relation? Which type of variation? So you will write therefore x varies inversely to y. That is inverse variation. You will never read it as 1 upon y, children. X varies inversely to y. Okay. Now you look into the table and write down when x is equal to, then what is y? So consider the question. So in this question you can see, let us consider x as 30 and y as 6. Okay, let us consider x as 30 and y as 6. Which type of variation? Inverse. For inverse variation you will multiply. So x multiplied by y will give you k constant. What is x? 30 multiplied by 6 will give you k. So how much is k? K is equal to 30 into 6 is 180. Put it in a box. Okay, put it in a box. So now you got your constant k, 180. So for every sum, this constant will remain same. Now constant means constant number. No, it will remain same. See the practice set once again. 36. Then this box is completely filled. Okay, now multiply and see. Are you getting the same constant? 20 into 9 is 180 only, no? Correct? Now number of workers column is missing. Number of days is given. That means x, if x question mark, y is given as 12. And what is the relation between them? X into y is equal to k. We know k is 180. So let us substitute the values. X we don't know into y is 12 and constant will remain same 180. So therefore x will be 180 upon 12. Therefore x is equal to 4 3s are 12. I am dividing by 4. 4 my favorite table. 4 4s are 16. 2 remains 2 and 0 20. 4 5s are 20. Again this can be divided. 3 1s are 3 ones are 3 and 15. 3 fives are 15. So I got x is equal to 15. Okay. If you are good in tables, you can directly divide by 12. You will get the same number. Correct, no? 12 ones are 12. So you will get 18 minus 12 as 6, 60. 12 fives are 60. So we got the answer as 15. That means if you get the answer as 15, that means for to complete the work in 12 days, how many workers are required? 15 workers. Okay? Now let's take the next sum. Now see the next sum. Number of workers 10. Number of days how much? If there are 10 workers, then how many days are required to complete the work is asked. So x is 10. Y we don't know. Solve. So if x is equal to 10, how much is y is the question. So we know inverse variation means x into y is equal to k. X is 10, y we don't know, k is 180, the constant that you got before. So therefore y is equal to 180 upon 10. 10 will come to this side upon 10. Cancel. So you got y is equal to 18. So this way you will complete the table. Okay. So we got the answer as 18. So for 10 workers, 18 days. Now the last one, x column is missing, y column 36. Okay, so you will write if y is equal to 36, how much is x? So x question mark. Y is equal to 36, how much is x? Is the question. Again, inverse variation. So x into y is equal to k. Therefore, x we don't know, y is 36 is equal to 180. Therefore, x is equal to 180 upon 36. 6 table, both these numbers goes. 6 3s are 18 and 0. 6 6 are 36. Again 6 1s are 6 5s are 30. So you got x is equal to 5. That means if there are 5 workers only, you got x as 5, no? Then it will take 36 days to complete the work. Understood? Now let us solve the second sum. The question is, find the constant of variation, that is k, and write equation of variation for every example given below. Let's copy the question. Okay, so this is the question. How will you read it as? P varies inversely to Q. If P is 15, then Q is equal to 4. What is the question? We have to find out the constant of variation and write the equation of variation. Okay, so let's start. First you will write solution. Now copy the same. P varies inversely to Q. Say it along with me. So if it is inverse variation, you will multiply P and Q. P into Q will be K, will be constant. Therefore, now put the values of P and Q. P is given as 15 and Q is given as 4 is K. 15 fours are how much? 60. Therefore, K is equal to 60. So you got the constant. So you will write is the constant of variation. Is the constant of variation. Okay. Now after this they have asked us to find out the equation of variation. Very simple. This value of k you put here. So therefore P into Q is equal to 60. Value of k you put here. K is 60. So P into Q is equal to 60. Put it in a box. Is the equation of variation. Is the equation of variation. Okay. In an equation there will be Variables, there will be constant. So you have variables P and Q whose value can change. Variables means whose value changes. And there is a constant and equation equal to mark. You have the equal to sign also. So this is the equation of variation. P into Q is equal to 60 or PQ is equal to 60. I hope you all are understanding the sum, children. Now depending upon this, you try to solve the next sum and check it. Okay. Now the next question. Z varies inversely to W. Okay. Solution. I hope you have solved this way. Z varies inversely to W. Therefore, Z into W is equal to K constant. Z is given as 2.5 multiplied by W is 24 is equal to K. Okay. So, therefore, K is equal to multiplied 24 into 2.5. 24 multiplied by 2.5 in your working column. 5 4s are 20, carry 2, 5 2s are 10, 12, 0, 4 2s are 8, carry 4 2s are 8, 2 2s are 4. So you get 0, 0, 5, 6. Okay, put the decimal point. So you got answer as 60. So K we got 60. You will write is the constant of variation. Now put the value of K here. So therefore ZW is equal to 60 is the equation of variation. So this is much simple than direct variation. No? So just you have to by heart is the equation of variation. So I hope you will be able to solve the remaining sum in this way. So complete the remaining two sums. Next question. S varies inversely to T square. So therefore, solution, first write down S varies inversely to T square. So therefore, S into T square is equal to K. Therefore, S value is given as 4 multiplied by T is 5. Remember it is T square. So 5 square is equal to K. So therefore, K is equal to 5 square means 5 5s are 25. 25 into 4 will be 100. So you got constant of variation. You will write is the constant of variation. Constant of variation. I hope you are understanding my handwriting, children. Now, same constant you will substitute here. So, therefore, ST square, or you can write S into T square, but it is understood. ST square means S into T square is equal to K. We got 100. This became equation. ST square is equal to 100 is the equation of variation. Is the equation of variation. Okay. Fourth sum, x varies inversely to root of y. Solution, same way, x varies inversely to root of y. Therefore, x multiplied by root of y is constant k. X value is given as 15. X value is given as 15 into root of y means y is 9. So root of 9 is equal to k. So therefore 15 into what is square root of 9? 3 is equal to k. So k is equal to 45. 15 into 3 is 45. Okay. Is the constant of variation. Completed. Same constant you substitute here. So you get therefore x into root of y or x square root of y is equal to 45 is the equation of variation. Okay, is the equation of variation that you have to complete. Okay, so I hope children this is very important question both for your board exam also, for your 10th standard also. Okay, so you should know to write down the constant as well as the equation. So now let's go on to the next sum. Okay, now see the next word problem. The boxes are to be filled with apples in a heap. If 24 apples are put in a box, then 27 boxes are needed. Means there are boxes, and in that boxes you have to fill the apples. There are variety of boxes. In first type of box, okay, there can be 24 apples accommodated. Means in one box you can put 24 apples. So like that, how many boxes are required? 27. For example, there is one box this way wherein you can put 24 apples. Wherein you can put 24 apples. Okay. Whereas there is another box little bigger in which you can put 36 apples. Okay. So in this box you can put only 24 apples, whereas in this box you can put 36 apples in one box. So see, no, if 36 apples are filled in a box, how many boxes will be needed? In the first box, if 24 apples are put in a box, 27 boxes are needed. So what do you think? Now this box, 24 apples can be put, less number of apples. So I will need more box. More number of apples can be put in this box because the big box is big. So I will need less box, no? So you can see that in this box is smaller. So less number of apples can be accommodated. So you will need more boxes to carry the whole lot. Whereas here the number of apples that can be accommodated is more. So you will need less box of this type. So one quantity increases. As the apples accommodated in this box is less, more box will be required. As the apple accommodated in this box is more, less box will be required. As the number of apples accommodated in this box is more, less boxes will be required. So, inverse variation. So, let us consider x and y. Let us consider the number of apples as x and number of boxes as y respectively. What is the relation? X varies inversely to y. Therefore, x into y is equal to k constant. Now they have given the values, no? If 24 apples are put in a box, so when x is equal to, apples are for x, 24 apples. X is equal to 24, y is 27. 27 boxes are needed. Y for number of boxes. X is 24, y is 27. So therefore, 24 into 27 is equal to k. So what will be k? Therefore, k is equal to, multiply 24 into 27 and check from me. So I got k is equal to 648. The constant as 648. Now what is the condition? Now the main question is, if 36 apples are filled in a box, so 36 apples are for x. So when x is equal to 36, how many boxes are needed? How many boxes are needed? Okay, so y is equal to question mark. What is the relation here? Inverse. So you will multiply x into y is equal to k. You know the constant and you know x. X is 36 into y we don't know is equal to 648. So y is equal to 648 upon 36. Yeah, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 8, 18. So this will go in 3's table. So I'll go by 3's table. 3 2's are 6, 3 1's are 3. Then 3 6's are 18. 3 1's are 3 2's are. Again goes in 3's table. 3 7's are 3 2's are. 3 4's are. Okay. Now this will go in 4's table. Okay. 4 1's are 4 ones are 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. 3, 2, 32. 4 eights are 32. So you got y is equal to 18. Now this word problems, you have to write the answer in full sentence. For 24 apples, 27 boxes were needed. So for 36 apples can be filled in a box, the number of boxes needed will be less, no? Correct, no? Because here in this box only 24 apples could be filled. So you need 27 boxes. Whereas in the second box it was bigger. So 36 apples could be filled. So you need only 18 boxes. So final answer, how will you write? 18 boxes will be needed. Okay, according to the question. I hope you understood. More the size of the box, less will be the number of box required. Less the size of the box, more will be the number of boxes required. Okay? So give it a thought. Talk to yourself and then solve the sum. Now see the next question. Write the following statements using symbol of variation. You have to just write using symbol. Wavelength of sound L, the wavelength is denoted as wavelength of sound L and its frequency F are in inverse variation. Okay, so they have already used symbols. You just have to show it in the form of variation. Okay, so how will you write inverse variation? Wavelength L. L varies inversely to frequency F. First one you will do this way. This is F, cursive writing I have used. So first question. Second question. Second question is, see second question. See the second question. The intensity I of light varies inversely with the square of the distance D of a screen from the lamp. Okay. So intensity I varies. Same symbol you have to use. They have used a capital I, so I am also using capital I. Intensity of light I varies inversely to square of the distance. So D square. Square of the distance of screen from the lamp. That's it. Writing in symbol. For 1 mark can come. Okay. Now let's go on to the next question. X varies inversely to root of y. When x is 40, y is 16. If x is equal to 10, find y. Okay, so let's copy the question. So this is the question. X varies inversely to root of y. So solution, how will you solve? X varies inversely to root of y. Therefore, x multiplied by root of y, x and root of y will be constant. When x is equal to 40, y is 16, substitute. So therefore, in place of x, write 40 multiplied by root of, in y's place put 16 is equal to k. Therefore, 40 into, how much is square root of 16? 4 4s are 16, no? So 4 is equal to k. So therefore, k is equal to 40 into 4 will be 160. So you got the equation, put it in a box. Now let's solve the remaining part. Now they have you asked, if x is 10, what will be y? Find y. Again write the same equation. X into root of y is k. K is constant. Therefore, x is 10, we know. Y we don't know. Write it as root of y is equal to, constant is 160. Take 10 to the opposite side. So you get, take 10 to the opposite side. So you get, therefore, root of y is equal to 160 upon 10. 0, 0 cancel. So therefore, root of y is equal to 16. Okay. Now root of y we don't want. We want y. How will you remove the square root sign? Square root into square root will be, no? See, one example I'll give you. Root of 2 into root of 2 is how much? Root of 2 into root of 2 means root, I'll write one time, 2 into 2. Okay. So what will be square root of 4? Square root of 4 is 2. Understood? That means root 2 into root 2 is 2. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. Root 4 into root 4 is 4. So if I want to remove the root sign, what will I do? I will do the squaring both sides. Squaring both sides. Squaring both sides. So root of y the whole square is equal to 16 square. Understood? So when you do root y into root y, this square root sign will get cancelled. So you get y is equal to what? How much is 16 square? 16 square is 256. So we got y as 256. Understood? Root y into root y will be square root of y into y. So out of that one y will come out, no? Instead of doing that, remember root 2 into root 2 is 2. Root y into root y is y. If you want to remove the square root sign, you will square both the sides. So you got y is equal to 256. Over that sum. X varies inversely to y. When x is 15, y is 10. If x is 20, how much is y? I hope with all these sums, now you can solve the last sum very easily. So my dear children, please solve it and then check from me. Don't do the sum and then refer. So pause it, solve the sum in your book and then check. Okay, so I got y as 7.5. Did you get the same way? X varies inversely to y. So I multiplied x and y k. X is 15, y is 10. So k is equal to 15 into 10, 150. If x is 20, how much is y is the question. X you write 20, y we don't know. Constant will be the same, 150. 20 will come to the opposite side. So 150 upon 20, 0, 0 cut. 15 upon 2 is 7.5. So we got the answer as 7.5. I hope you also got the answer the same way. Okay, so we have completed inverse variation. Now in the next class, we will be dealing with the word problem, which is a combination of all this inverse as well as direct variation. Okay children, so if you liked it, if you understood it, please let me know by pressing the like button. Share it with your friends also and subscribe to my channel. Okay, bye. Take care dear students.